Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of Sinclair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Zachary Balog, and you are watching MediaPlex News Now. Today is the second annual National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. Executive Director of the Hope Fund Project, Cynthia Bland, said most victims are young girls and women between the ages of 12 and 19. In Ontario, the 401 corridor is a common route for traffickers to transport young girls. Many truckers will have anti-trafficking messages on their vehicles and have a victim hotline. Constable Sarah Werstein of Crime Stoppers is here to give us some tips on how to keep your vehicle safe from break-ins.
With the warmer weather, police are once again starting to see a rise in thefts from vehicles. We would like to take this opportunity to warn residents to lock it or lose it and give a few tips to help avoid being a victim of crime. Lock your door and roll up the windows. Do not leave your car running unattended. Never leave money or valuables in plain sight. If you have a garage, use it or park in a well-lit area, and remove your garage door openers. Additionally, if you see suspicious activity in your neighborhood, call police immediately. If you have any information regarding this sort of activity and you wish to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers at 519-258-TIPS or leave a tip online at catchcrooks.com. I'm Police Coordinator Sarah Werstein.
Let's head outside where Amelia Wilson is braving the elements. Amelia, how is it out there?
Zach, it's currently 11 degrees and a little chilly down here on Victoria and University. Have any idea when this rain's going to be ending? Up next, my 3-day forecast. Back to you, Zach.
The president of Unifor 444 is looking for a bigger stage as he plans to run nationally. Savannah Mills reports.
The local Unifor 444 president has thrown his hat in the ring for national Unifor presidency. David Cassidy is campaigning in the first ever Unifor national presidential election. In the past, Unifor has appointed a national president, but this year, the big decision was made to change all of that. The current president, Jerry Dias, is set to retire in August. Cassidy has the full support of his local officers and executive board in this election. From MediaPlex News, I'm Savannah Mills.
Being a student and your own boss is easier than ever, and Sinclair College can help with that. Gracie Lowe's has the story.
If you've ever thought about starting a business, there's no better time than now.
For some students, college is a way to find your calling and get a job. But for some, it's a way to start their own careers and become successful entrepreneurs. Kobe Kilner is a student at St. Clair College who's been running his business, K&K Authentic, for years now. And with his experience in being a successful entrepreneur, Kilner says that he's quick to give advice to those learning to start their own business.
If you want something, go for it. And don't let anything stop you. Continue to work for it. Reach out to your peers and people around your community to help you out. I don't know, it's just always about connections and support from others to help your business succeed.
From signed sports merchandise to TV and movie posters, K&K Authentic has it all. And this has allowed the St. Clair student to grow and make connections around the world. Although it may seem difficult and sometimes scary to start, Saints Nation entrepreneurs like Kobe have said it's never too late to start your own business and live your dream. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
The Huron Church Road blockage is causing problems for both residents and businesses. Kayla Tarnowski tells us more.
Since the protests ended last Sunday, Windsor Police, along with the OPP, until recently blocked Huron Church Road so only bridge traffic could use it. But this has caused problems for some residents who use it daily. Donna Upham takes care of her husband, who's currently recovering from bladder cancer. She takes him to appointments every week by crossing Huron Church using Tecumseh Road, but when the intersection was blocked, she had to find a way around it.
Made it more difficult because now we have to find another route to go across.
Currently, anyone can get onto Huron Church from Industrial Drive and Tecumseh Road West. However, only bridge traffic can travel northbound from Tecumseh Road at Huron Church. For MediaPlex News, I'm Kayla Tarnowski.
The pandemic has been tough on everyone. Maybe it's time for a break. How about March break? Alexa Frazier has the details.
With March break approaching, that means you need a vacation. Today I will be talking about the benefits of taking a break and going on a vacation. First off, going on a vacation can help with your mental health and well-being. By taking a vacation, it allows you to take a break and then get back to work with more motivation. Not only is it great for your mental health to take a vacation, but your physical health as well. By taking frequent vacations, it can reduce stress. When you're overstressed, it can cause high blood pressure and heart disease. Besides being healthy for you, taking a vacation can help improve your family relationships. With COVID restrictions slowly starting to lift, now would be a great time to start thinking about where you will travel to next. Everyone needs a vacation once in a while, so start planning yours to stay healthy. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Fraser.
In today's day and age, a drawing of a monkey can sell for millions. Colin Bannon reports.
Unique cryptocurrency investments are taking the internet by storm. NFTs, short for non-fungible tokens, are a collectible form of internet artwork or a unique valuable such as a domain name or even virtual land. However, they are still not well understood by many due to their complexity. NFTs can be an investment or a way to grow your cryptocurrency collection. They are bought and sold on website marketplaces such as OpenSea.io, an open source website dedicated to making NFTs easier and more efficient for creators and investors. NFTs have become a way entrepreneurs can increase their profit by owning these unique collectibles. The value of an NFT can be determined by its limited availability or popularity. More popular NFTs, such as the Bored Ape Yacht Club, are often resold for higher prices and are usually more popular with big-name investors and celebrities. NFTs get their name from the term non-fungible, meaning they cannot be copied or replaced. NFTs may be a new trend, but older investors have found them to be interesting as well. Jim Brody, a 72-year-old experienced investor, enjoys seeing what NFTs can do and how they can increase your profits. Throughout his life, Brody has invested in many funds and continues to take notes of the markets.
The thing you have to understand is, if you're investing in NFTs for the short term, you're basically a trader. If you're going to invest in NFTs for the long term, then you're an investor. There's a big distinction between being a trader and an investor.
NFTs can certainly be difficult to understand, but one thing is for certain, more and more NFTs are bought and sold every day. For MediaPlex News, I'm Colin Bannon.
More and more libraries are becoming cybraries, and despite computerization, Isabella Spadafora found out that they are still relevant in the community. Here's her story.
As the world's dependence on technology gets bigger, we've outgrown the need for physical books, documents, or movies. However, this dependency on technology hasn't affected libraries as drastically as you think. Sharon Tiberia, an ultrasonographer, goes to the Windsor Public Library in Fontainebleau.
Maybe once every 2 weeks. It's close, I can walk there, walking distance, so it gives me a nice walk. And there's a walking trail right in front of it, so kill two birds with one stone.
Since going, Tiberia has formed a connection with the staff.
Yeah, they get to know me quite well because I'm a freaking flyer, apparently. And everyone is so sweet and offering different titles for me to read and say, hey, why don't you try reading this? Or are you interested in that? Or, so it gives me a more diverse, catalog of books to read. Yeah.
Tiberia says the library offers many services like QR codes, arts and crafts for children, class visits before COVID, computers or internet access, and book waitlisting. The Fontainebleau Library is located near W.J. Langlois Elementary School and William G. Davis Public School. After school, many children come and borrow books, movies, or CDs. The library has also adapted their books to online formats. They use an app called Hoopla or Cloud Library where you can still borrow your favorite books just on your device. Borrow a book and start reading Windsor. For MediaPlex News, I'm Isabella Spadafora.
February is Black History Month, and Colin Bannon has a story about the historical aspects here in Windsor.
February has arrived and Black History Month has begun. Throughout the month of February, Black history and culture is celebrated and taught. Windsor has many connections to Black history, and the city pays homage to them. Black historical connections in Windsor can be found across the city. From historical sites to murals, they are all over. Sandwich Town is known for its historical aspects, with many Black history outlets originating on the street. A mural painted shows many Black Canadians and what their occupation was or what they were famous for. Sandwich Baptist Church, located in Sandwich Town, is the oldest active Black church in Canada. Black history is a topic often taught in classrooms, which serves as a learning opportunity for Black history.
There's still an opportunity that February presents every year to shine a light on those special stories and to highlight particular achievements or forms of resistance or forms of overcoming that have taken place, whether individually or collectively within the Black community.
Black history and culture will continue to be a growing part of the community, with many Black families in Windsor finding the city to call home and grow with. As for Canadians, February shouldn't be the only time Black history and culture is celebrated, as new events and culture is discovered very often. For MediaPlex News, I'm Colin Bannon.
Caleb Coulter has a story about a new bakery opening in Windsor that has a special way of donating to charity.
Hundreds of loaves of bread were baked by a new bakery before they even opened, but not one of these went to waste. Cobb's Bread is a new business opening on Division Road near Devonshire Mall. The owners, Sandra and David Jansen, said there was something special about this franchise which made them change their careers, location, and lives to develop.
For me, it was important to incorporate, my former career, which was also fundraising, with my current. And so when we were looking at opportunities, Cobb's Bread really stood out because they are always wanting to be a part of their community and supporting their community. And the best way that we can do that is by donating our bread at the end of the night.
Cobb's Bread has donated over $5,000 of product to the Windsor Unemployed Help Center for each day that they have been training their bakers. Bags of bread, scones, and other baked products were also given out to local businesses and people in the parking lot in order to ensure none of this product went to waste.
They're firing up the ovens at 6 in the morning, so come on in nice and early and try their freshly baked bread. For MediaPlex News, I'm Caleb Coulter.
It seems hard to believe, but midterm tests and exams are fast approaching. So here are some tips on how to prepare.
Although it may feel like a new semester just started, for many St. Clair College students, midterms are coming up soon. This can be a stressful time for multiple reasons, so to help you make it through, here are 5 tips to stay mentally healthy during midterm season. Number 1, start early. We've all heard that it's bad to cram before exams, but by studying early, you have more time to take in information and stay calm. Number 2, make time for yourself. Although getting good grades is the goal of any exam, make sure you take time for yourself to relax and do something you enjoy. Number 3, study in the right place. Whether it's a busy cafe or a quiet room, finding the perfect place to study will help improve what information you retain and keep your overall mood positive. Number 4, eat healthy. During stressful times, you can feel like going to your favorite junk food, but remember that your physical health is as important as your mental health. And number 5, ask for help. Your mental health should be your number 1 priority, especially during midterms. Make sure that you take time to talk to your family and friends about how you're feeling, and remember that you're never alone. Now that you have these tips, you're set for a successful midterm experience. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
Check your grocery bill. Does it seem just a little higher than usual? Alexa Frazier has the story.
Inflation rates are rising, and Canadian families are noticing just how much their grocery bills are increasing. The Canadian Food Price Report says food insecurity will be an issue for many Canadians this year. Christina Hamlin is a mother of 3 and says she is noticing the price of some groceries rising by 50%.
A pint of strawberries is like almost $9 now, and I was paying maybe $4.99, $5.99, sometimes even $1.99.
Hamlin says she price matches using a mobile app.
Sometimes I can save on a trip like $25, $30.
So pull out the apps, shop smart, and look for sales. That will help with those grocery bills. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Fraser.
Automation is the way of the future, and it's coming here to Windsor. Ravishan Wejemane reports.
City of Windsor, meet the robots. The Government of Ontario is funding Windsor's switch to automation through its Regional Development Program. The 3 local companies to secure the latest round of funding were Medicap Laboratories, Canadian Premier Supplements, and Cedar Valley Selections. Amounting to about $2 million, the investment is projected to create more than 70 jobs. Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade Vic Fideli says the funds will help these companies transition from manual production to automation. These investments hope to make Ontario's businesses more competitive in the global market and boost regional economic recovery. Launched in November 2019, the Regional Development Program is helping small and medium-sized businesses in eastern and southwestern Ontario to create more jobs. The program is set to invest more than $100 million over the course of 4 years. In November last year, the province also invested more than $250,000 in Windsor's cnc.tech.com to improve the company's robot systems. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ravishan Vijayman.
Let's head back outside to Amelia, where she is standing by with the 3-day forecast. Is it good news, Amelia?
I do have good news, Zach. Did you know that Aristotle created meteorology in 350 BC? Now for your 3-day forecast. Wednesday, we will have a chance of flurries and a high of -2. Thursday, brighter with sunshine and a high of -4, which brings us to Friday with -2 with flurries. The cold air continues into next week. I'm Amelia Wilson from Victoria University. Back to you, Zach.
What was once a popular Windsor stage for local musicians located in Jackson Park has fallen into disarray over the last few decades. But as Madeline Mazak explains, one Facebook group is dedicating itself to resurrecting the old and forgotten structure.
I played on that band shell in 1972, and that's quite a few years ago. Things have really changed. It doesn't look as modern and cleaned up as it was back then, but it's not too bad. We came out on stage, it was our turn to play. We came out on stage and there's a microphone stand over here, one right here, and the band's all ready and set up to play. And I go up to the microphone with my hands on my electric guitar, both hands, and I go, "Hey everybody," and the microphone, it felt like a pair of pliers grabbed my face because I got a shock like you wouldn't believe it, because I was standing in a puddle of water.
Gosh.
And knocked me back, my eyes were watering, and and then we just played.
But everyone was out here because this was the show that ended the summer.
End of the summer for the people that were here, but the end of the summer for the people playing in the bands too.
Yeah.
We went to school 2 days later.
I decided to go to the local history library to learn more. If the band shell once meant so much to so many people, why is it forgotten today? On September 2nd, 1972, Scotty and his band, The Galleon, competed in the Battle of the Bands. Thousands of people weathered the storms that night to watch the competition. Labor Day weekend in Windsor back then meant one thing: the Firefighters Field Day, an annual fundraiser for the Firefighters Benefit Fund. A parade down Olette Avenue ended in Jackson Park for a weekend of celebrations, drawing out thousands of people. But the band shell we see today is not the original. It is the replica of the original band shell that, ironically, burnt down in a devastating fire alongside Windsor's grandstand in 1957. I wondered if anyone else in Windsor wanted to see the band shell restored as well.
My name's Sarah Lestage, and I'm heading the group of individuals looking to have the Jackson Park band shell repurposed. It was covered in different just trash, refuge from the landscaping that was being done in Jackson Park. I really didn't expect the kind of response that I got with over 1,000 likes in just over a month. I also had people reaching out, asking to volunteer, even just to come clean up the space. Ideally, I'd love to see Jackson Park Bandshell brought back to life for public and community use. I'm really optimistic to see this happen.
Having worked at Fog Lounge for almost a year now, I've become familiar with Windsor's music scene. I decided to reach out to some musicians to see what they thought.
My name is Zach Vivier.
I'm the bass player in Hutch.
I'm Sebastian App. I'm the guitar player and lead vocalist in Hutch.
Robbie Survey, the drummer in Hutch.
Is this thing on?
As a musician, you see like a stage and you just see like a potential like instantly, even if it's like run down, you're just like, you know, a coat of paint and this thing's ready to go. Just get a PA and a coat of paint and you're all set.
Yeah,
right?
man, it would be fun, but a little DIY.
Like that park and that area, it's just like screaming for like something cool to happen there. Like, I don't know, like as a band, like it just feels really good to play outside. Like it's kind of like a different feeling and it's really nice. And then like I love watching shows outside. Like we played like the Island Unplugged and everyone has like their own fold-up chairs.
Yeah.
And they just kind of sit around and everyone's having a good time and like something like that could even happen at the Bandshell and people would love it. Like growing up, you know, like the older I got, it was like more people just saying that Windsor was like boring and there was nothing to do. And I think we kind of found something to do in the music scene and we're like, oh, like shows are fun and that's something to do. So we never were bored, but like to have a stage and to have like a pretty good like run of events going, I think, you know, people wouldn't really think that anymore. And I think that's why people are excited, is because it's like the potential for something to do.
Yeah, the memories at the stage. I have a few. They're rock and roll show memories. I made a lot of friends. Right here, this is where it starts. You could fit 5,000 people here, and more on the bleachers. There could be 5,000 people viewing an event off the stage.
That would be amazing.
It'd be thrilling.
And now let's take a look at the MediaPlex from the people who study and work here.
Journalism enables people to be well informed. It's documenting history. It's an extraordinary way for people to be connected with their community.
What happens in the world affects us. What happens in our community affects us. What happens in the province affects us. And we get to be the eyes and ears and tell the stories. There are many stories that need to be told, and those things add value to our life.
It's neat to know that so many people are relying on me. It makes you strive for perfection, or it makes you strive for accuracy.
The journalism program here at Sinclair College is a convergence journalism program. Convergence means the merging together of print, radio, and television, and the web, and putting all different stories into 3 or 4 different platforms.
I can go out now and I can understand how to write a print. I know how to do social media. I can shoot a video. So you start to trust yourself and to use your journalistic skills.
In 21st century newsrooms, journalists have to be able to do it all.
We ask every one of our reporters to tell stories in multiple ways.
There's a different style of writing for print than there is for radio, than there is for television. And it's really important that the information gets out that is true to those platforms.
We are one of the few, if not the only, program that is actually taking students to a live broadcast and giving them that opportunity and that experience.
I want to be a journalist because I think I like to listen other stories.
午间好，这里是媒体综合新闻节目，我是谭一丹，欢迎收
I
看
find。that the students that come out of St. Clair College are already at or above where some of our broadcast employees have been over the last several years.
I feel that I made the greatest decision I could by choosing this program because I have learned so much and I think that I can only grow from here.
I would hands down recommend the program to someone considering it. I would recommend it to someone that's not even considering it, They teach you such a vast array of different skills, different platforms, different things that you could really apply to so many different careers.
Based on literally hundreds of interns I've seen over the years, St. Clair students are better prepared to go into the work environment in media than most students coming out of colleges and universities across North America.
I think it's that very comprehensive curriculum that we have that creates converged journalists that sets this journalism school apart.
Did You Know is a segment where I highlight some of the more historical places in Windsor and Essex County. Here's the latest. In the neighborhood of Sandwich Town between Prince and Watkins sits Sandwich First Baptist Church, a place of worship that has great historical significance. What is it? I'll tell you in this edition of Did You Know? In 1847, the land that the church currently sits on was granted to the colored inhabitants of Sandwich by Queen Victoria. The land was never intended to be sold or served and was approximately 1 acre of what the Queen would allow. The bricks for the church were fashioned from clay from the Detroit River and were molded by freemen and runaways who came to Sandwich for refuge. Due to being situated near the Detroit River, the church served as a terminal on the Underground Railroad, and Madison J. Lightfoot served as the church's first ever pastor. Sandwich First Baptist Church is currently the oldest church built for the Black community in Canada and is purportedly only one of 2 handmade brick churches in the country. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Ballog. If you like what we do here, then there's more. Every Friday at noon, we are live on CJAM. That's 99.1 FM, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. Join myself, Riley Livingston, Maha Hussein, and Vienne Duchesne every Friday at noon for some news, views, commentary, and laughs. That's MediaPlex live on CJAM, you know, the jamming one. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Zachary Ballog, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.
I think it's so important to be taught by industry professionals because they know what they're doing. And they're not just teaching because they read it in a book somewhere. They're teaching because they've lived it. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.